As a segue into our spotlight game this week, How Dare You from 2023 and publisher Alion. The designer is Rodrigo Rigo. The artist is by Germund Bone, Luis Francisco, and Diego Sa. 2 to 10 players, 15 minutes, 14 plus, 10 plus on Board Game Geek, and this would be a family's party game, essentially. Get ready to test your wits and nerve in a whirlwind of wild guesses and daring challenges. In How Dare You, players guess numerical answers to quirky questions without overshooting the mark, all while bluffing and daring their friends to outsmart each other. On your turn, draw a card and read a question, like how many coins are in the first level of Super Mario Brothers, or what's the maximum speed of a poodle? Then guess a number close to, but not higher than the correct answer. The next player must guess higher, passing play to the next player, or shout dare if they think you've gone too far. Then reveal the answer. The player who's wrong takes the card. The game ends when a player collects a set number of cards based on player count, and the players will count the number of duck symbols on their cards. The player with the most is the silly goose loser, and everyone else wins. So can you thread the needle with your guesses, or will you waddle away as the silly goose of the party? So that is How Dare You. This is a small, basically just a deck of cards. I got this at Gen Con in 2023. I believe it's become more readily available now.
Yeah, it's out and about. I mean, Miniature Market has it for $12. Okay. I saw it at Noble Night when I was there a couple weeks back.
So the other thing, too, I'll mention is that there are a couple of optional variants to increase the stakes and kind of offset points and things that you can add in. But the base game is how I described earlier. What do you like about this one, Michael?
I love that it plays so quickly, gets to the table with almost no rules teach, and it can go for 10 minutes or it can go for an hour and a half, and you could play with 4 to a dozen people. I mean, You really can divide this thing up and play in teams. It's a good time. This is a fun party game. Does not require a ton of skills, does require an awesome attitude and self-deprecating humor, and you can get it up and running. And then, like you talked about, Doug, it's so portable.
Yeah.
You know, it really is up there for one of those. I mean, you're not going to push back on, this is a party game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you like about it, Doug?
Certainly a party game that can be played with families. Sometimes I think this is one that's even better when you're playing with a bunch of, it can work with people you don't know, but it works really well with people you do know. And where the fun comes in is the confidence in the answers.
Yeah.
In both of those, where somebody will boldly complain, say it's 47, like so confidently, or somebody's like, you're 100% wrong. And then you consult, and then the laughter afterwards. My brother, we would describe, we always said he should make up a beer brand called Bold Claim Beer, because he will have a drink and then he is going to say something outrageous of just any type of feat. It would be like, I could lift a car if I had enough, then fill in the blank with something. Like, I had enough Doritos. Like, okay, this reminds me of My Brother the Game, because the confidence that people answer with things is like, of course it's 18, and then it's like 18. So it's always funny when it's something like out of the, like, wild out of the thing, where it's like something that everybody's kind of thinking is in the 15 to 20 range, and somebody comes out and they're like 350. You're like, what? Have you? It'd be like, how many coins can you fit into a pair of Levi jeans? And somebody's like, 25,000. You're like, are you sure about that? Like, it's probably more than you think, but not that much. And that's where the fun comes in.
You can't go over. So, right. So you get that anchoring effect where people will be, you're going around the table and people will be slightly ticking it up. Like Doug talked about, 18 coins, 22 coins, 74 coins.
20,
whoa. 20,000 coins.
Yeah.
Another example, no spoilers here, but the one card I was looking at before I put it away is oldest sitting president, Doug. What age were they?
I'm going to say 80.
Yeah, and I would have probably then said 81. The correct answer is 98 years old.
Holy moly.
Yeah, I should have pulled the name, but some individual in Malawi. You can look it up, folks.
Oh, okay,
Google it.
not in the U.S. I thought you were just asking in the U.S.
No,
That's
oldest,
tricky.
Yeah, a lot of tricky in there. So that deck of cards is really well done.
I'm sure he's keeping up on AI.
Yeah, no kidding. Most of it is. Doug, I believe he's deceased. Can we have some respect here?
I'm curious what the oldest living one is.
But that's where the game goes. What the exchange that we just had, that really is where the game goes. I'm curious. It says that the game is for 1 to 10 players. What would this game be like solo?
I would be so angry with myself.
Somebody going,
you idiot! How could you overguess?
Going through the deck, playing it solo, creating a bot, and then recording their plays on BGG. Oh,
yeah, I don't know. I'd have to really dive into the rules on that one.
Solo party games. Games to play at a wedding solo. How dare you?
We've met a new threshold. There is one thing that I will point out is that I have not gone through every question and card in this deck.
Well, I have that on my list. It could require a filter. There are some PG-13 level type questions.
And that's easily solved by having an adult as the main reader of the game. I know that the directions say, the person who starts the turn draws the card and reads the question. It's easy enough to just have one adult kind of as the game master if you're playing with younger players. So just be aware of that. But this game, very easy to take anywhere and extremely fun to play in a party situation or a family situation. So that's our spotlight game this week. How dare you?
Hastings Banda ruled Malawi from 1966 to 1994. 98 years old.
Impressive run.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our spotlight game this week. I want to remind everybody to watch, subscribe, like on the YouTube channel. We really appreciate it.